just been a great encourager. And from the scripture, if I could read it. My eyes will come in focus here pretty soon. I said it on Sunday. But words, I think, in the scriptures that describe their lives. And any of you who have been touched by the Farringtons, you know how immensely they love the Lord and how dedicated they are to Him. And their lives are a testimony to the faithfulness of God. And the words of Paul near the end of his life, he wrote in 2 Timothy chapter 4, beginning of verse 6, he writes, "For I am already being poured out as a drink offering, and the time of my departure is at hand. I have fought the good fight, I have finished the race, I have kept the faith. Finally there is laid up for me the crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, will give to me on that day, and not to me only, but also to all who have loved His appearing." And that verse struck me because George, ever since I've known him on Sunday, I said, well, ever since I've known him, I thought, the older you get, the closer you get to the Lord, and you realize the shortness of life, that you're just ready for the Lord to come home. And I think it was Jan Child. He was that way when I was a little kid. That he's just been ready. And when he spoke at church, just that when he was a little boy, he was ready for the Lord to come. And it was about a year ago for the Sunday night Bible studies, I said, hey, George, I have a treat. You can borrow it. You can't have it. And it's this Tim LaHaye prophecy study Bible, and he devoured the thing. And like weeks went by. He's like, I'll get it back to you. I'll get it back to you. And then he went to North Carolina, and they came back, and they started packing up. And I left Jan a little note on Facebook saying, don't let him steal that Bible of mine. They're out of print. You can't get them. And she sent me a note for those of you who know Tim LaHaye's Left Behind series. She said, don't worry, it won't be left behind. And so George brought it to church a couple Sundays ago, but it was really just a ploy of mine to give back to him as a gift. And we're going to set this back where the tablecloth is. In the notes section, we've already started for the last few weeks. You know how there's always these blank pages in the back of the Bible. Just take a second, write them a little note, or them a note, if they've blessed you and encouraged you some way. And I know that there are words to express what they've done. He served faithfully for so many years. He came up here to retire at 90, but as his life and their lives has taught me is there's no retirement from following the Lord, and they've served faithfully, and I hope that I can finish half as strong as they've finished. And we're transitioning now, so if you would like to say something, this is our time to say and share something to bless them, encourage them. And when it's all over, George, I'll give you an opportunity. And Evie I'll give George an opportunity. I know Evie will say something because she. We know Evie; she'll say something. So does anybody like to say anything to George and Evie as just this time of open non-microphone?
Nobody say anything.
She wants cake.
Okay, all right, I'll say it. There's my family, and I love them so much, and you're just so comforted by them. Okay. And there's just people that are in this world that like the world's okay because they're in it. And that's kind of how I see George and Evie. And last year when Emily got really sick, she was really, really ill. She had a terrible, terrible virus, and I was quite concerned because we didn't really know what was wrong with her. And Gunnar, I wanted the guys to come over from the church and pray. And he said, well, who do you want? I was like, get George. But what I wasn't thinking was that Emily was really, really ill, and we didn't need George to get sick, but he said he would pray. And it was just, I see them, they ran their race, they're still running it, and they're still serving. And I just, the Lord ended up after that healing her. But they're an awesome encouragement and neat to see. I always think I just want to be like that. When I get older, I don't want to stop. Because they haven't. So you guys have been such a blessing to me.
I'd like to say something. George Farrington had been part of our homeowners association on the HOA board, and he was such a blessing to all of his neighbors. somebody would worry about what was happening, George did. And there was a period about 5 years ago when Evie was in intensive care, and we were all very worried about her. At that point, we were saying we weren't sure whether she would live or die. We had a meeting with the owners of Temecula, and George insisted on being part of that meeting because he needed to look out for his friends and his neighbors. And we all really appreciated that. And when my husband passed on, George was there. I appreciate that.
I've only been here just a few years, but all the time that I've been here, Bonnie and Jerry introduced me to the Farringtons for their Sunday night Bible study. And I just keep on going and keep on going, and the more I go, the more I learn from him. And it's wonderful to have a person to relate to you one-on-one. Even though the church is, you hear it and you understand it, it's better to hear it one-on-one. And he's been here to our connection group and proved it. And Evie here has just been a blessing to all of us. George and Evie has been a blessing to this park. And I think if without them, it's going to be hard to get through all the things that we have to face.